Okay. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Halsey. I am the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. Welcome to P.P.L, push, pull, and legs, where every day you work out here, you got one less reason to get a BBL. All right. So today's class, we have our traditional 3-sequence format. We're going to be working with 2 full body moves, and then that last move is going to be one specific joint move. So that's kind of our low key move. The first 2 are going to be our big working movements. So they're going to be compound movements. Those first 2 moves are compound movements, meaning they're going to be hitting multiple joints, hitting the upper body and the lower body all at the same time. All right, so we'll be able to get our push, our pull, and hit the legs in the first 2 moves of the sequence. All right, so check the description, you'll see what moves we have. We're going to have some modifications for you as well in case you need something a little bit easier, something with a little bit more support. But either way, you can scale it up, you can scale it down to fit your level of fitness. All right, so make sure you have a variety of weights available. You will need something, I would suggest something moderate to heavy. Light can still work just fine, but my just recommendation is something moderate to heavy to allow you to take advantage of the fact that you're using multiple joints and multiple muscles in these first 2 moves. All right, so again, check the description, you'll see what those moves are, and that way you can kind of figure out what type of weight you need to have. All right, so with the weights, do keep some water around if you need it. Definitely keep some options, clear your space, we'll need it. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm just setting my timer here. So we got 3 sets, 6.5 minutes. Cool. So each sequence will be 6.5 minutes long. We're gonna stick with the same move for those 6.5 minutes. We're gonna take a 30-second break. I'll show you what the next move is, or I'll kind of explain it to you, and then at the beginning of that next interval, we'll kind of do it together, and then we can move on from there. All right, so 6.5 minutes, 30-second transition. I'll verbally explain to you what the next move is, and then we'll get into the next move at the very beginning of the next interval. You'll actually see me do it then. We can kind of do it together. All right, 3 rounds, 3 sequences. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get warmed up. Grab your weights, keep them nearby, and we're gonna get started. All right, so to get ourselves warmed up, all we're doing is step back burpee. So you're gonna come down, reach up. So come down, hands come straight to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, reach up. Make sure you alternate what feet you step forward with. Take your time getting up and down. We're gonna double time this move shortly. It's a beautiful day outside. I hope you guys have some plans to get yourself out there. You're already moving here now, so you're giving yourself a reason to go outside once you finish up to cool yourself down. So go ahead, double time this movement here. Pick up the pace, just get up and down faster. We got one more, then we're going to come to a straddle. All right, so come to a straddle. We're going to open up your stance here. We're going to go right into some windmills. So bring the hands up, parallel to the floor. We're going to bring the right hand to the left foot, back up, left hand to right foot. So alternate side to side. You can bend your knees if you need to. At the top, you're inhaling, and when you reach down, you're exhaling. You should feel a stretch in your hamstrings and your inner thighs as well. And we're getting the obliques involved, we're getting the low back involved. One more each side. All right, from here, you're gonna come down, back on the ground, hands and knees. You're gonna go right into a cat-cow. So you're trying to arch your upper back, not your lower back. So you're trying to bring the crown of your head to the top of your back. That'll help emphasize stretching out the thoracic spine or the upper back, the area we're trying to loosen up. Then you just do the opposite. Try to tuck the chin down at the bottom. Squeeze the butt and squeeze the abs. As you tuck the chin. Last one. All right. And from here, you're going to come up to a squat position. You're going to squat down, bring your elbows inside of your thighs, inside of your knees. So slightly wider stance in your squat, come down, jam the elbows inside the knees. You're going to twist up and switch sides. We got 5 reps. Taking your time. There's 2. We're not rushing this. 3, 4, and 5. And you fall right back down on your butt. We're going to do some bridges. Just leaning back. Just bring your heels towards your butt. Bridge up, push your hips up. Lock the hips out at the top. You're really looking to squeeze the glutes at the top here. 3 more. Last one. And from here, you're going to sit up. Keep your feet, or now you're going to walk your feet away from your butt a little bit. And from here, you're going to bridge up again. You're going to have your fingertips turn toward your left and your right. Roll your shoulders back, pull them down into the floor, and you're going to bridge up from here. Opening up the shoulders. Three more. And from here, you're going to keep this same position. You're going to rock back and forth. So keep the shoulders pulled back and down. You're elevating your butt just so it's hovering off the floor. Bring your butt to your heels, rocking back and forth. If you want to get a little bit more out of this stretch, move your feet away from your butt or walk your hands further away from your body. Opening up the shoulder here. And from here, we're going to flip around. 2 last moves. You're going to bring your hips down to a cobra. Squeeze your glutes, pushing your hips into the floor. Again, getting the crown of your head back. And you're going to flip into down dog, pushing your head towards your feet. And keep alternating here. We got 1 more move after this. Really reach your head towards your feet by pushing your hands into the floor. All right, you're not trying to reach your head back, not trying to reach back with your neck. You're reaching back by pushing your hands away from your head. Last one. From here, you're going to come back to the high plank. We're going to do some plank pushbacks. So push your butt back to your heel, come back up. Butt back to the heel, come up. Let's go down as far as you can get. You might not be able to come all the way down like here. If all you got is here, we'll take it. Goal here is to warm up the thighs and the ankles. All right, so go ahead, come up to your feet. All right, so we're ready to get started. So the first move we have, again, 6.5 minutes straight just with this move. All right, so the main move is going to be a gorilla row with a back lunge. What that looks like, show you from the front here. Hopefully, I'll have to show you from the side. limited space, limited space. So gorilla row, the way you set this up. If you have kettlebells, that's even greater. If you have dumbbells, you can still do this move. But this is where your starting point is. Called a gorilla row because gorillas, they will kind of be walking like this. So we're assuming that position. We're going to be folded over, hinged at the waist. I'm not here. My back is not arched. You hinge at the waist, push your chest down to the floor. You should be able to get your butt back and keep your shoulder and your hip in one straight line. All right, so push the butt back, let the chest fall. Grab your weights. From here, you are going to row. Row, row. You come up, lunge, and lunge, okay? And repeat. That's your gorilla row. Alternatively, pulling up our alternate move, you can do just bent over rows and then go into the back lunge. All right, so this is normal bent over row, bend over, row, row, lunge, and lunge, okay? You can go forward if you want. You can do a side lunge if you want, all right? But do that compound move as an alternative. So 6 minutes on the clock. Let's get it going. Counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. So again, you're assuming the position of how a gorilla walks a little. So you're pushing with the hand, pushing it with one hand, pulling with the other. So I'm starting off my right, push with the left, pull with the right, and reverse. Push with the right, pull with the left. Come up, add in the lunge, and repeat. We're looking for 5 to 10 reps at a time before you take a break. But really, just take a break when you feel like you need to. Don't even worry about the reps. Just go when you know you're getting tired. Go until you know you're getting tired. Take a break and repeat. The goal is to work for as much of our 6.5 minutes as possible. Make sure you come all the way up. When you go into your lunge, we want the shoulders to be over the hips and not leaning forward. Get the shoulders over the hips, step back. All right. So push, pull, bring it up, lunge back. Take your time. We're looking for quality movement. If you can go the whole 6 minutes, that's good for you. You should be pulling your shoulder blade back every time you go to row. Take your time transitioning from movement to movement. Just because we have a lot of hinging at the waist here, a lot of hinging at the hips, I want you to make sure you're taking your time so that you don't tweak your back or anything like that. Push, pull, push, pull. Notice how I'm saying push, pull, and not pull, push. Pushing into the floor before you pull is going to help brace your core. So make sure you push, pull. So push, you should feel your core turn on if you push into the floor, and then that pull should be nice and clean. So we are almost at 3 minutes to go, just over halfway. So again, take your time. Make sure you're not arching your back. Make sure you keep that back flat. Drop your butt back and down to help you hinge. Push, pull towards your hip. When you pull as well, you don't want to be pulling into your armpit, pull towards your hip. Taking my time in my lunges just because this weight is very doable for me. So I'm really trying to focus on my knee getting as far forward as I can in my lunge. Try to do the same. I need to get my shoulders back a little bit. All right, we have just under 2 minutes remaining. Keep it going. Push and pull. Brace the core. Pull the weight up. Don't forget your alternative. Just bent over rows, go right into the lunges. Trying to get that knee as far forward as you can. The more you can get that knee forward, the more you're going to benefit from the lunge. It'll help give you the most bang for your buck out of your lunge. It's all relative, so don't try to go as deep as me if that's challenging. Just go as far forward with the knee as you can get. We've got about 40 seconds remaining. Keep it going. We're going to take a 30-second break. I'll verbally explain what the next move is. Then we'll do it together at the beginning of the interval. Keep it going, guys. Almost done. We've got about 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay. You can grab a swig of water. Just keep listening. Our next move is called a plank pushback. So that's just like what we did in the warm-up. The only thing is we're implementing a push-up. All right. Alternatively, you can do a bridge with a chest press. So we did that in the warm-up too. Bridge up, chest press. So let's do our plank pushbacks. So you don't need any weight for this. So what this looks like, high plank, front lean and rest, or the top position of a push-up. Let's try to get straight from the shoulder to the hip. Push back, come up, go right down into the push-up, and you just repeat. All right, right here. If you need, you can drop your knees to do the push-up. Lift the knees, go right into the pushback. All right, so I'll show you the modification. That's our modification. Knees, push up, come right back. Drop the knees, push up, come right back. Alternatively, you can bridge and do a chest press. So you're on the ground, get your weights, bridge, chest press. Bridge, chest press. That's your alternative. Okay, so you can do the 2 ways to do that plank pushback on your knees if you need to, or the full push-up. And alternatively, you can do the bridge with the chest press. Either way, try to get to 10 with both take a break, and repeat that as many times as you can, all right? If you're doing the full pushback, plank pushback, I would definitely suggest picking 5 to 10 reps and take a break. This can be pretty quick, can be pretty intense. All right, so let's try it together again. So push back right into the push up. There's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so clearly you can see that one incorporates a little bit more momentum than doing it with your knees down. All right, so don't go to 10 if that's a little bit too hard. Go to 5. If you need to drop your knees, drop your knees. And if you just want to keep moving, but maybe you don't want to do that move, alternate between the bridge and chest press and that plank pushback with the push up. You can do both if you want. I'm just sticking with one, but you can do both if you want. Nothing wrong with that. All right. But nonetheless, that if you're going to do the regular move, the original intended move, definitely do take your time. All right. Like I said, it can be something that can get really intense. The faster you go, the harder. The more reps you do, the harder. So it doesn't matter which one you do. You can go faster. You can do more reps. I would prefer you to do more reps as opposed to going faster. All right. Just do what you can to find that comfortable speed in order to conduct the move properly, and you'll be good. So I'm going to stick to 10, and then I'll take a break. But again, whatever number you need to go to that allows you to keep proper form, that's the number you need to go to. If you want to do more reps, feel free. All right, here we go. 1. Make sure your breathing is down. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof. So you really want to make sure you're keeping the core braced, you're keeping the shoulders braced, as in keeping the shoulders from shoulder blades from coming together in the back. Keep the shoulders braced by keeping those shoulders pulled forward. You don't want to have them back here doing all your movements. Try to find a center position, so we don't want them to be super rolled forward, but they just don't need to be back here. All right, we want to be neutral or forward of neutral to make sure that shoulder stays stable throughout the entire rep. All right. All right, so we have 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. Keep it going, guys. Keep it up. 4, 5. Hold the shoulder stable. 8, 9, 10. Ooh. All right, that's 3 rounds. Hopefully we can get 4. We got about 60 seconds remaining. We got one more. That last set, this last interval is very simple. It's very easy. So push yourself right here if you really want to get a little bit of burn. Ah. 40 seconds on the clock. Make sure the hips are down before you begin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't let the shoulder blades come together. Whew. All right, finishing out. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, last move, very simple. We're gonna be working on our hip flexors. So we're gonna be laying down. You're gonna have straight leg lifts pretty much with the purpose of working on the hip flexor. All right, so we're gonna minimize the core involvement, maximize the hip involvement. So go ahead and grab something, a blanket or something of that nature, or you can kind of roll up a small blanket or something you can roll up. You're gonna come down on the floor, place it in the small of your back, so not behind your butt, just above your butt, just above your hips. So if you want, you can put it right above or right on your butt, so your butt is slightly elevated. This is going to help stretch out the hips. That's what we want. So from here, all we're doing is lifting the hip and lifting the leg and dropping. So go ahead and join me. You should feel this all in the hip. Try not to squeeze your core too tight. We want to minimize the core involvement. And the only reason we can do that is because we have support for our lumbar spine. All right. So you will need to still contract your core, but you don't want to over tighten. We're just coming to about right here and drop. Make sure this is heavily controlled. We're just starting off on one side. All right. So you should be able to control every inch of this movement. We're going for a good burn. So a solid 20 reps, 25. That's about 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Of course, same thing on the other side. We're going to go for 20 reps. You should feel a burn building up in your hip. All right, so if you have ankle weights, you can use them here, but I would suggest doing a few sets free of the weight, then add the weight on there just so you can warm up the hips. So here we go, other leg, switch legs, 20 reps, let's work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so you should feel a burn in the hip. That's exactly what we're going for. So if you want to bend your leg while you perform these movements, feel free. But nonetheless, other side, let's go, 20 more reps, and begin. 1, 2, you do not have to tap your heels to the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're not lifting our leg completely up either, so that is perpendicular to the floor. We want to keep it right here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch it up. We are just under 2 minutes. And we're going to have that second set in. So if you want to add in the ankle weights, you can do so after this set. So bend the non-working leg. Let's get to work. 3, 2, 1, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm coming too high. Don't go too high. 15. Don't lift the leg so that it's straight perpendicular to the floor. 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. So what I mean by don't lift your leg to the point where it's perpendicular to the floor is you don't want to lift all the way up here. Leg is perpendicular to the floor. We don't want to go that high. That removes the stress off the hip, I think. So what we're going to do is, again, to stop so you get it right about here. So once your thighs become parallel, that's where you want to stop. So if you want to add your ankle weights here, go for it. It's 3, 2, 1. Let's resume. 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep your legs slightly open as well. We don't want the legs to come together. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Make sure you breathe. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. So if you can, again, we're not trying to lift that leg straight up. Bring it out, open it up. Distance your lifting leg, the working leg, from the non-working leg. Create space in there, just a little bit. All right, so here we go. Switching legs. 3, 2, 1, and lift. Lift. 3, 4, 5. Just lift so that your thighs are parallel, and then drop. Oh, and actually, we are done. That's time right there. 3, 2, 1, done. Our timer just finished, so we are all done. So hop on up. You can get some water. We're going to stretch out here in a second. Okay, so hopefully you're feeling that in your hips. Some of you may have pretty strong hips, just because some people's strength differ from one muscle to the next. But your hip flexors is an area where I've seen there's a lot of people who are either just really strong there because they sit so often, or they're really tight there. They're really weak there. Nonetheless, the hip flexors is a muscle we want to be pliable. It helps us walk, helps with the mobility of our hips, and it helps with our core and just anything that involves lifting the knee. All right. So nonetheless, hope you're feeling it there. Hope you enjoyed that workout. Let's go ahead and stretch out. We're coming straight down into a kneeling position. We're gonna bring the left leg up. You're gonna push the hips forward. Keep your right hand on the floor. Push the hips forward. You should feel the stretch in your hip flexors. Just hold it here. So you're pushing your hips forward. If your heel is coming up on the front foot, you might want to slide that foot forward so you can feel the stretch in the place you're supposed to feel. Trying to get straight from the shoulder to the knee. And you can kind of relax a little bit. From here, if you can, I'm gonna grab that right quad and just pull it, or the right ankle, and pull it towards your butt. You're bringing your butt back to meet your foot, and the more you push the hips forward, the more you'll feel it in your quad. You do not have to go very far to feel this stretch. All right, so if you feel it right here, just hold your balance right here. Active recovery, active recovery. You have to hold yourself up here. That's the active part. And you can relax, Slowly lean back, drop that foot to the floor. You're gonna straighten the left leg out. We're coming to the hamstring. So make sure you rotate the hips forward like you're trying to poke your butt out. Straighten that front leg out and push your chest toward your leg while keeping your back straight, all right? You should not have to go very far to feel this stretch. All right, the main thing I'm trying to keep you avoiding is arching in the back, curving the back. All right, straighten the leg out, push the butt out, push the chest down. You should be able to go this far and feel that stretch in the hamstring. And you're gonna relax and switch. It's the same thing. We're gonna go back to the hip stretch. So you're gonna bring your left hand down, the right leg is up. You're gonna push your hips forward. Trying to get your shoulder, and you're trying to get a straight line between your shoulder and your knee. If the heel on your front foot is coming up, slide your foot forward. Pull your foot forward. All right, so slowly push yourself back, release that stretch. Pull your heel to your butt, grab your ankle, and pull your foot towards your butt to stretch out the quad. Again, you can push your hips forward to intensify the stretch, but you do not have to. All right, slowly relax, drop your foot down to the floor, straighten the right leg out, right hamstring stretch, so straighten that right leg out, poke your butt back, push the chest toward the thigh. If you need to, you can always bring that left hand down, use the wall like I am to support yourself. All right, coming up, we're gonna come back into child's pose / stretch here. Reach up nice and high. All right, take a breath, coming up. That is our class for today. So thank y'all for joining me. Keep stretching if you need to. Add, track that activity to whatever your tracking app is. Don't forget to do that. All right, and I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the workout. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Holla.